Welcome to tonight's show. Today we have no other than George W. Bush in the studio. Welcome to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
How was your childhood?
I had very much fun in my childhood. I had 3 brothers and 2 sisters, so we had very much fun together. But unfortunately, my young sister died of leukemia when she was only 3 years old.
Where did you study?
I first went to Phillips Academy at Andover. Later, I went to both Harvard and Yale.
When did you graduate from Yale?
I graduated from Yale in 1968 with a history degree. Then I joined the Texas Air National Guard.
Oh, really? What did you do there?
Well, I underwent 2 years of flight training and later served as a part-time fighter pilot until 1973.
When did you meet your first true love?
I did meet Laura Welsh during the summer of 1977 at a dinner at the home of the friends. I truly fell in love with her. We married 3 months later and we're still a couple.
Okay, that sounds nice. But when did you get the children?
My wonderful twins were born in 1981. That's 4 years since we married. And you can see one of the twins there.
In the 70s, I have heard that you were arrested by the police for driving when you were drunk. What do you think that has to say for what people think about you today?
Well, I think most people understand that this is the kind of things that every kid do. We were a little wild one night, but hey, things like that happen. I can now tell you that I haven't touched alcohol since that episode.
Well, I won't comment on that. So, where did you work before your political career?
I did some investments in drilling. Later, I established my own oil and gas business, with my dad's help, of course. In 1984, I became the leader of the baseball team, Texas Rangers.
Okay, and then you became the governor in Texas.
Yeah, I helped my dad in his president campaign as an advisor and speechwriter. And then I started to interest myself in politics.
When did you decide to be president?
In 2000, I was among many Republicans who wanted to be the national leader. If it hadn't been for my father, I would never have been chosen for president candidate.
What's your issues?
Social security, education, and death penalty.
Thank you very much for being here, Mr. President. When you hear about dictatorship and governments in which the politicians are not really elected by the people, you would think of communist nations like USSR and nations in South America, etc. But what surprises many people are that this actually happened in the United States as late as 2000. George W. Bush and his administration did not win the referendum. Al Gore did, not just Bali. He received 539,898 more votes than Bush. You are maybe wondering how this could happen.
In 1999, a Republican chairwoman and Secretary of State in Florida paid $4 million to a firm called Database Technologies to remove anyone suspected former felonies from the voter roll in Florida. She did this with the support of Governor in Florida, Jeb Bush, George's cousin. The law in Florida is that ex-felons aren't allowed to vote. This means that 31% of all black men in Florida are prohibited from voting. More than 90% of the black men voted Al Gore in 2000. Nothing illegal so far.
This company not only removed the felons from the voting list, they also removed thousands of black citizens who had never committed a crime in their lives. The woman told this firm to include people with similar names to those who actually had done the felony. This included people with the same birth date or similar social security numbers. 173,000 voters was excluded and in the country of Tampa, 54% of those who would be denied the right to vote on the November 7th, 2000 were black.
The American media ignore all these incidents. It was actually BBC who revealed the truth. When the people from Florida were going to vote on election day, many folks were met with this message: "You cannot vote." They were sent away and threatened with arrest if they protested for their rights to vote. We can without a doubt say that Gore would have won if the thousands of registered black and Hispanic voters would be allowed to vote.
The election night, November 7th, 2000, there was a lot of confusion over what was happening with the counting of votes in Florida. Suddenly, it was decided. One man decided it. Fox News channel went on the air declaring that Bush was the winner. Thought the counting wasn't done yet. And when a big news corporation like Fox declared this, all of the other networks followed them, being afraid that they would seem slow. Who was this man who decided this? No other than the man in charge of Fox election coverage. John Ellis is George W. Bush's cousin.
Actually, this may sound a little West Texan to you, but I like it. When I'm talking about myself, and when he's talking about myself, all of us are talking about me. And so, in my state of the union, or state, my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it, speech to the nation, I asked Americans to give 4,000 hours over the rest of your life of service to America.
There has been a lot of speculations, and I believe there will continue to be a lot of speculations until the speculation ends. I understand small business growth. I was one. Of all states that understands local control of schools, Iowa is such a state. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. Bush telling parents about turning the televisions off. Put the off button on. I've been to war. I've raised twins. I had a choice. I'd rather go to war